everybody, and welcome to the 8th episode of the Round Rabbit podcast. My name is Nancy. You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Round Rabbit, and you can shop for my handmade items in roundrabbitextra.bigcartel.com. So welcome to episode 8. I hope you all enjoyed that little drive introduction that I included this week. I think it might be a little blurry at times, and you might get a little motion sick watching it, for which I apologize. But I was literally holding my phone out of the car as my husband drove slowly down our road. This was last weekend. It was such a beautiful, kind of a stormy, cloudy autumn day, which are pretty much my favorite days. And I thought it'd be fun to just kind of show everybody where I live. So that's my road. I'm kind of down at the bottom of that eventually. But and the beautiful music you heard playing, that's the song I've been using for my intro and outro music. But you've only ever been able to hear a little snippet of it. So this time I decided to play a little bit more, and that is a song that was composed and played by my husband, Scott, along with a wonderful violin player who's a good friend of ours, Eric Aceto, and another good friend, Doug Robinson, on bass. That's a song called Meritage, which for those of you who drink wine might know that's a wine. Shouldn't come as a big surprise to you that my husband writes songs about wine. He actually, several years ago, recorded an entire album called The Wine Album, and each song was inspired by a different local wine on not just Seneca Lake, also on Cayuga Lake, maybe a few other Finger Lakes as well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. So, let's see. As you can see, I'm in a different room. I made the official jump this week. I packed up the bunnies, and we are now officially residing in a portion of our house that is under construction. It was really one hell of a stressful week. That is totally, that's an understatement, really. Before I get into it, I'm gonna take a sip of wine because the mention of stress makes me instantly reach for a glass of wine, and I desperately need it this week. So what I'm drinking this week, first I'll show you my cup. This is actually a cup that I glazed a number of years ago. I used to have a collaboration with another potter who she would throw the forms and I would glaze them. And it was really fun. And this was one of my favorite combinations that we did. As you can see, it's pretty colorful. And this is one of those glazing jobs that's very unpredictable. I mean, I knew, you kind of know what the outcome could be, but if the conditions in the kiln aren't correct, it could not look anything like this. So when this would happen, I was really excited. And I love this cup. This is one of my favorite things that I've ever glazed. Anyway, what I'm drinking in my cup is delicious. Here I go again. This comes from Leidenfrost Vineyards, which is right at the top of my road. So that film you saw at the beginning where I'm coming down, the other side of the road is also all grape vines, and they belong to Leidenfrost Vineyards. We kind of live pretty much in their backyard, which is really handy because I can just go right at the top of the road and pop into the winery, which is what I did last weekend. And I did a tasting because it's been a little while since I've been in there, just to see what I would want to drink this week. And the Pinot Noir won out. This is their, what is this vintage? 2010 Pinot. I'm going to show that label again. They had a couple of vintages of Pinot available, and they were all delicious and, different and special in their own way. But this one's doing the job for me right now. Yeah, great winery. wonderful family that owns it. Liz, who is the daughter of the winemaker John, she is the assistant winemaker. She is a dear friend of mine and an absolutely incredible person. She's one of these people that, she makes it all look so easy, and she's stunningly beautiful. She is a winemaker. She also works out in the vineyards. She is a farmer in a sense. Well, she is a farmer, not in a sense. She is. And on top of it all, she's a burlesque dancer. So, which pretty much indicates that she's perfect. I think she just kind of captured all the things that I would like to be as a woman into one amazing package. So Liz, you kick ass, and I love you. And I love your wine. Alrighty. So back to my, quickly, just my move this week. As you can see, I'm in a new room. I've been just really packing everything I possibly can into this one little room that is serving as my office and sewing room and yarn hoarding place. Maybe I will show you the rest of it one day. It's not a very big room, but it is packed to the gills. And I quite like it. It's nice and cozy. But yeah, so I just brought the bunnies here yesterday. It was every bit as stressful as I thought it would be. Yeah, my rabbits don't travel well, and mostly because they have never traveled. They get stressed out very, very, very easily, and I knew this. So just getting them into the carry cases was pretty much a nightmare. The little one, Finch, I kind of scooted her right in, but she put up a fight, and I really thought she was going to hurt herself at one point because these are bunnies that have never been caged. They've never been confined, at least since I've had them when they were very young. So, it was really heartbreaking to see this little creature trying to figure out what was going on and why this was happening, and it just broke my heart. And then I had to drive them. It's a little over an hour drive between my other house and this house. And I was just talking to them the whole way, trying to, I don't know, make things normal. As normal as it can be when you're in a car with two rabbits and you're having full-blown conversations with them. However, we got them here. They're kind of confined into a corner right now. I've got them in a room. The room that's going to be it's supposed to be my pottery studio, but right now it's functioning as a bit of a kitchen, among other things. And so we've got them in a corner just so they get used to where their litter boxes are and their food. And today they're very, I'm looking at them right now. I can see them. They're very mellow. I think they are exhausted from being so upset yesterday. So they're really just kind of laying around like little blobs, and I'm hoping that they're just recovering. But I can tell that there is great anxiety over being confined to such a small space. So hopefully tomorrow I'm going to let them out into that room, the rest of that room. And then in a few more days, I will let them out into the rest of the area. And I hope to see my little happy bunnies return to normal, because it's horrible. I can't take it. They're my babies. I don't have children, never actually wanted to have human children. But I love my rabbits and I love animals, as I know many of you do. So that's my bunny story. We're here now. It's not to say that I'm not in the other house. Fruit flies, sorry. I'm definitely going to be in that house pretty much as I ever was, because I still have work there. I still have plants there. It's still very much a fully functioning house. So the only difference is that this is my home base now, which is great because it's been a really long time since my husband and I have been able to live a normal life together. So I'm very happy about that. Okay, so let's get on to like what you're actually here for, and that's probably knitting and drinking. I hope, I keep hearing people say, oh, I should join you when you're drinking on your podcast. Well, yes, you should. What the hell is stopping you? I mean, and I've heard the excuse that you're drinking in the morning or you're watching in the morning, you don't want to drink in the morning. Whatever. What's the saying? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's actually about 3 o'clock here, I think. I don't know what time it is. Oh, it's 2 o'clock. So, it's whatever. Just do it. Alrighty, so I'm excited to report that even though my week was crazy, I finished a pair of socks. I think I showed the first sock on the first podcast. But I have finally finished 2 socks. Yay! That's them walking backwards. I don't know. So this yarn, one of my favorites, is from On the Round. You can see all those wonderful colors in there. It's called After the Storm, and it's on her signature sock base, I believe, which is nylon merino, 20% nylon, 80% merino. I love this yarn, and it's when you first get it, it's very lofty feeling. It feels very puffy and light, and it seems kind of thick. But when you knit with it, it forms this really just beautiful, dense fabric. It's I feel like they're going to last forever. So yeah, I've got these done. I've got one, I think I need to block. This one's been blocked. This one has not. Can you tell? No, you cannot tell. I can't tell. Whatever. But yeah, just vanilla socks. I did a short row heel and toe, which seems to be a good fit for me. I'm actually not too interested in trying anything else because this works for me. And it was like a total fluke that it happened to be the first pair I finished. I really liked how it fit, and I thought, I'm just not going to mess with this. I'm just going to keep doing this because it works for me. So I'm really excited about these. And of course, while I was knitting them, I was obsessing over the yarn. I have all of this left, which I'll show you a little closer. It's really, I love it. Which I was kind of surprised. I thought I had weighed my sock, but I'm thinking that it was another sock that I've been working on, that I had weighed and realized that I had just enough yarn to do the second one. So I have quite a bit of this left over, and I think I'm going to double it and use it to weave little squares on my Zoom loom for my as yet unfinished, what am I trying to say? Scrappy blanket thing that I'm making with woven squares. So I think that's going to be really cool in that way. But as I was saying, I got really obsessing over her yarn again, so I immediately went onto her website and found this gorgeous thing right here. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Yeah. That's gorgeous. So this is called Cornucopia, also on Signature Sock Yarn. Oh man, her colors, and I think this is a new colorway for her, I think. Fairly new. I could be wrong. But look at, oh man, I just got to keep showing it to you because every twist and turn is incredible. So that's her tag right there. On the Round. Her name is Rachel, and she's so awesome. Her customer service is spectacular, and she's just a very cool person. So that's the story of my finished socks, and that's all I have finished. I did immediately cast on another pair. Not that I'm going to really work on it that much, because I really want to buckle down and finish the numerous projects that I have going, which include several sweaters that I would really I'd actually like to wear them this winter. So I need to focus on those and get them done. But I did start another sock just because I don't know. I feel like as soon as I'm done, I need to just get another one going so that if I feel like it, it's there. So I've only done a couple rows on my little Kiss loom, but this is the yarn. It's an opal yarn, which I've never used before. I have a few of these in my stash. They're just really fun. I think Susan B. Anderson likes to use opal. I think that's where I first saw it a while ago. They're self-striping. This one is from the Sweet and Spicy 3 collection, and it is Fruchtgummi, which means gummy fruit, candy. That's the colorway, but here's like I don't know how well you can see. There we go. Little tiny sock giving you an idea of the colors. Look at how flushed my cheeks are. Good grief. You know what? It's really hot in here, so I'm not used to a hot environment. And my husband's going to laugh at me because I'm usually freezing, but we have radiant floor heat in this basement, which is lovely. But and it's only like 70 degrees in here, but that's a lot warmer than I'm used to. And mixed with the wine, I feel like I'm just sweating bullets right now. That's attractive, isn't it? Oh, well. Yeah, so opal sock yarn. I love these colors. Look how pretty that is. They're soft and colorful and happy. So those are going to be some darn happy socks right there. Oh, let's see. Oh, I didn't tell you what I'm wearing. I think I showed you this in my last podcast. Celestial sleeves. This is tunic number 1 by Sonia Phillip. And I love it. I love this shirt a lot. Boy, I look like I got a sunburn. This is like horrible. I hope it doesn't actually come out this way. I'm looking at myself and I look like, I don't know what I look like. I look like I got into my mom's makeup and I just went crazy. Anyway, tunic number 1, Sonia, love it. Have a little pocket down here. There it is. Beep. Yeah. At first I wasn't sure about these sleeves with this crazy floral batik, but I'm totally digging it now. Totally digging it. And it's made me want to make a lot more things with mismatched sleeves and pockets. So I've been going through all my fabrics. Since I moved everything here now, I got my little sewing nook all set and ready. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen I posted a little picture, one corner of that. And then Joann Fabrics had a phenomenal sale. It still might be going on. Their fat quarters, which I am obsessed with, were all on sale for $1.19. So I just loaded right up. Not too much though. I do not want to rebuild my stash. I've got to use what I have. So I just added, I was a little depleted after I've been making bags and whatnot. So I did add a little bit more to my fat quarter stash and I'm really excited about it. But there's certain like batik fat quarters that will be so gorgeous and that I don't want to use them. So I found a pattern that I think is going to be a perfect pattern to highlight these beautiful pieces. It's a shirt pattern by Anna Maria Horner. It's called, what is it called? Painted portrait blouse or dress. It can be a dress too. Anyway, the front piece of it, I don't have it here yet. I'm waiting for it to come in the mail, but the front piece from like here across here, and it's a little higher neck. So there's this whole front piece that just screams out to have an amazing fabric there. And you can do whatever else you want in the rest of the shirt, but I feel like that is like this amazing canvas so that you can select these beautiful pieces of fabric. I have a number of pieces lined up already that I'm hoping will work. So next week I should be able to show you that. I'm talking about things that I don't even have yet, but I'm so excited about it. Yeah, I'm looking. See, now I'm in this room that I'm surrounded by all my favorite things. So if you see me looking in other directions, it's because I'm admiring my shit. My very beautiful, colorful shit. And all of my fabric shit is over there. And oh, it looks so good. Looking good, fabric. All right. Oh my God. Yeah, so where am I? Gosh, I don't really have too much to talk about this week. Sewing wise, I did sew up a bunch of project bags, and I kind of got those up. I don't know when I got them up. I didn't get them as fast as I thought I would, and then they sold pretty quickly, and it still is this one particular design that I haven't even been able to show on the podcast because it sells and I ship it. But it's still funny to me that this one is popular because it's very simple, which simple is good, but I don't know. And I'm almost out of the fabric I use in that, and I don't know that I can get the main color again, but the other one is a vintage fabric I've had, and that one I can't get again. So I might be able to make a variation of that. I don't know if you guys will like it as much, but we shall see. So I will be hopefully making up some of those over the weekend. Now that I'm here and in one place, I think I can get a lot more work done instead of my constant going back and forth. Though I'm still going back and forth, but not as bad. Yeah, so follow me on Instagram, Round Rabbit, if you want to keep up on what I'm making and putting in my shop, because I usually just post a picture there when I'm done. And yeah, so I think that's it for sewing for this week. I do have some crafty things to share with you. So as you know, Halloween is Monday, I think. Yeah. And Halloween is a really big deal around here. It's there are many, many, many opportunities for costumes, multiple costumes. Last year I had 2 costumes that I did. I was a zombie nun. You know, it was a last minute thing. And that was all they had at Walmart, was a nun outfit. So I just made her all bloody, and it was hilarious because I people did not know who I was, and it was just a very funny feeling to walk into a room and be talking to friends who know me very well and had no idea it was me, until I laughed, and then that kind of gave it away. So yeah, so I was a zombie nun one time, and the other time it was a kind of a group costume with a couple of girlfriends. We were woo girls, which woo girls are what we call these groups of girls, usually bachelorette parties, that hit the wine trail. They tend to rent a limousine or a pink bus, and they go to all the wineries, and they're wearing ridiculous amounts of feathers and penises. Gotta have those. All kinds of crazy things. And when they drink a lot and they're happy, they tend to shout woo. Like woo! That kind of woo. You know? Like I'll demo for you right now. Woo! Yeah. So that's what they do. All the time. Like, you can't escape these people. So me and a couple girlfriends dressed up as woo girls, and that was really, really funny. We dressed really slutty. We tons of makeup and false eyelashes and fake nails. I had a headband that had like little penises on springs. It was hilarious. And yeah, we just had a really good time. I felt like we were, I don't know, it was kind of fun to be that obnoxious girl just for one night. Oh, we had these like hooker boots on, like high-heeled. Anyway, I'm totally getting off track. The year before that was my best costume ever. I was Edgar Allan Poe. Yes, I was from the top to my waist, I was Edgar Allan Poe. And I even I sculpted my hair, because my hair is very sculptable. I sculpted it like into this crazy thing in the front, and I had a raven on my shoulder, and I was wearing like an ascot and a vest, and I carried a quill around. And then from the waist down, I had a mini skirt on and fishnets and stiletto heels. That's the hoe part of the costume. And it was funny. It was really good. Not many people knew who I was. Very few people knew who I was. Oh, I had a mustache on too. Yeah, that's why some people thought I was Hitler in drag. But I wasn't. I was Edgar Allan Poe. Anyway, totally getting off topic here. So this year, because I just don't have a lot of time and it's been crazy, I decided, I saw these masks on Etsy, I think last year maybe, and I kind of put them in my favorites so that I could look back upon them. And they're these masks that you make, you buy a PDF pattern from them and you print it off and then you make a mask yourself. So I did that this year. And for my original, let's see if I can get all this on my lap. My original idea, the original mask that I wanted was their unicorn mask, so this is kind of a bad print out, but you can see that's basically what it looks like. And it's pretty big. It's a full, covers your full head kind of a deal. And it, when I printed off the pattern, it tells you right down here, approximate building time, 4 to 6 hours. Yeah. And then when I started really looking at it, I'm realizing, well, I can't even eat or drink with this mask on. And, I kind of want to do those things. And do I really want to walk around with this on all night long without taking it off? I mean, how comfortable is that going to be? I don't think it's going to be very comfortable. So what I did is I went back on their website and I found a simpler mask that just covers the front top half of your face, and I printed that off and made that. So this is I've painted it pink. Yeah, it's a pink bunny. It kind of looks a little bit Batman-ish. Can you see that I did glitter paint on there? Oh yeah. So I think I need to do another coat. I've been using this paint here. It's a Folk Art Extreme Glitter. And I really like it, but I did put a base coat of a solid pink down first, but I probably should have done 2 of those. Because this glitter paint is actually kind of fairly transparent. This is the Jelly Bean Pink colorway. So yeah, I don't know you can still see brush strokes, definitely. So, and I still need I've got to punch a hole on either side and put the elastic on. But, so this is the top half of my costume. And then I'm like, well, I've got a mask, but what do I do for the bottom half? And I came up with the rather brilliant, not so brilliant idea of going into my bridesmaids dress archive, of which I have quite a few that date to the late 80s, early 90s. And I found an absolutely hideous teal creation, which I love teal. If you've been watching, I love teal. This is a satin floor length full skirt. The sleeves are hugely puffy with bows on each side. The butt has a giant bow, or no, it's at the top of the back. So keeping in mind that I wore this when I was 18, I was a late bloomer, which means I had no boobs to speak of. I also weighed about 2 pounds back then. So I get this dress out and I'm thinking positive. So I put it on, and amazingly I can get it zipped up through the waist, but when it comes to the chest area, forget about it. I'm about 5 times as big in that area as I was when I was 18. So what I think I'm going to do, and I've got to do this like tomorrow morning, I'm going to zip it to where I can. I'm just going to put a little hook at the top of that to secure it. I'm going to put eyelets up each side of the zipper. I'm probably going to cover the zipper with like a satin ribbon, like a bias kind of thing, maybe. Who cares really? I'm going to put eyelets up the back, and I'm going to get a ribbon and corset it. And I think it's going to work. And let's just hope to God that it doesn't blow wide open, because that'd be a whole new kind of horror in Halloween. Oh my God, I can't even. Oh, that would be funny. It'd be funny and horrifying. I would look back and laugh, though. I'd probably laugh at that moment, too, depending on how much I had to drink. But that could be pretty funny. So I'm wearing that tomorrow night. Friends of ours are having a big barn party, which is just going to be so much fun. I cannot wait. However, that leaves me with like a couple more opportunities to come up with a costume that I need to do. On Sunday, we are screening the film The Dead Hate the Living. If you have not seen this film, you need to. And I think you can watch it. It used to be on Netflix. I don't believe it is anymore, but you might be able to watch it on Amazon. Pretty sure you can. It's just a brilliant B horror movie that happens to star one of my closest friends. Stars Brett Beardsley, who is a dear, dear friend of ours. He is a musician who plays often with my husband. They're actually playing tonight together. They have a blues duo that they do. Anyway, so we're having a screening in another friend's barn. Lots of friends have barns around here. Another friend has a projector system, so we're going to project this, and I cannot wait for this. But I think I need to have a costume for that too. I don't know what I'm going to do. So I've got another pattern. I could make my unicorn head. Maybe I could make it for that, but it is really time consuming. My husband picked out this pattern, the Barbarian Mask, which I think he thought was simple enough, but it turns out it's not. This is what the pattern pieces look like. Let me see. So these are like the pattern pieces, right? And there's pages of them. And you cut them out and you glue them to cardboard, and you need like cereal box kind of cardboard. I've been harassing all my friends for cereal boxes. And then you cut it out from there, and the cutting out is the really time consuming part. And then basically from there you're folding and gluing together and taping together. But he wants to wear this tomorrow night. And I don't know. I'm going to try. I will try to. I mean, it still has to be painted too. And my bunny mask has like 4 layers of paint on it so far. We will see how that goes. I don't know. But I should say who makes those. Excuse me while I bend down. They are made by Wintercroft. If you look on Etsy, Wintercroft is the name of the shop. You can see it right there. They have awesome designs. I think it's a he. He has amazing designs. There's a stag that I would love that's just got like a full rack. It's like a reindeer or a stag. Amazing. But they're not quite as fast as I thought they would be. The bunny didn't take long at all. That was a good one. You could whip that off. There's a fox that might be really good. I think that would be fast too. But they're pretty neat. They're pretty cool. And I think I'm actually going to add more glitter to mine. I actually bought extra glitter. Because, if you're going to go glitter, you might as well go like whole hog glitter. Just go crazy. I'll be the Liberace of Halloween. That's my goal. I think that's a good goal to have. I think really in any situation, you should try to be the Liberace of that situation. I'll have to think about that a little more, but I think that might be a brilliant plan. Anyway, I think that's pretty much... Oh, I forgot to show you my paper dolls. I talked about these last week, so I ordered more and only got one put together. Check it out. A Mer-Kitty. It's a Mer-Kitty. Look at... He's bendable in every direction. Hi. Hi, I'm a Merkitty. Wow. Yeah, so Green Girls Studios, once again, I had ordered this amazing moth fairy, which I have yet to put together. But they so kindly sent me Little Merkitty, and I love him. Oh, I can't wait to... I just love all of these paper dolls, and I want them all. This is their Green Girls Studios paper doll kit. I believe on Etsy you can find them as it's under Cynthia Thornton. I will, of course, post all that information. But yeah, my love for these has not died down. I don't know if you can see, you might be able to catch a glimpse of her. Way up in the corner hanging out with Pee Wee Herman is the little doll that I made last week. I love these. Love them. I need to get all of them. So I'm slowly doing that. Okay, so I think that is actually it for craftiness and other things. For podcasts this week, I only have one that I want to mention because I didn't really I didn't have a lot of time this week to watch things, so I'm hoping to catch up and find a few new ones, but I want to talk about Dingo Dye Works with Peta. I hope I'm saying your name right, Peta. I think I am. If you're not familiar with her yarn, you need to be. Her yarns she has an incredible sense of color, and I feel I identify with her and the way that she comes about her colors and her interesting chemistry, and it's the same approach that I take with glazing pottery, and I feel like I see that in her work. I see a lot of thought go into things. She names a lot of her colorways after the Australian landscape. And that's what I love about her podcast. She's almost always outside in nature, and she will talk about the wildflowers that are growing and all kinds of great things. But what I also love is how she takes her yarn out and she shows it to you. She undoes the skein and she holds it up, and you really get to see those colors. And I've also learned how to rewind a skein from her, because that is like, I cannot do that. Like when a skein is like this and it, you undo it and it's like this, and look how gorgeous that one is, right? That's the cornucopia from On the Round. I can never get it tightly wrapped up again. So I've been watching Peta, and she just, as far as I can tell, she's just cranking. I'm stuck on my ring. She just does this. And then she kind of like winds it around her hand like that. Then, why am I demoing this? Because I'm not good at it. Then she like, oh, see this magic happening? This might be my best one yet. Or not. It might be a little tight. Okay, so it might be, it's a little. All right, we're just going to work through this. There we go. Check that out. Well, okay, it's pretty good though. It's way better than I used to do. And thank you, Peta. I learned that from you. I don't know what a good endorsement that was. But anyway, she gave me a really lovely shout out on her podcast a few podcasts ago. And I just wanted to thank you for that, Peta. That was really sweet. And I just wanted to return the love because I've been watching you for a while. I think I found her podcast through Andy from Andre Sue Knits. And I hope one day to be able to get some of her yarn. She is in Australia, and so it's a little bit of a distance, but her colors really are magnificent. And also, if you watch the Fruity Knitting podcast, they did an interview with her several podcasts ago that is just really excellent, and you find out what an incredibly interesting person she is. She's kind of done everything, and she's got a really interesting story to tell. So I highly recommend that you check that out. So Dingo Dye Works with Peta, please look into that. The last thing I'm going to mention is that I was tagged by Claire from Beautiful Things. Hi, Claire. For a couple different things that I'm hoping to film this weekend. So the first one was I'm not sure how many people have heard of this in the knitting community, but it's called the seamstress tag. So if you put seamstress tag into YouTube, thousands of videos come up. And what that is, it was started by, I'm forgetting her name right now, but I will, when I do my seamstress tag, I'll have all this information. It was started by a new podcaster who sews, and basically what it is, it's about 12 questions that you answer, talking about how you got started sewing and what your favorite projects are and whatnot, and then you tag a few other people who sew and they do the same thing. So I am going to hopefully do that maybe tomorrow, at some point this weekend, I think. And then Claire decided that us yarn people needed our own tag, so she started the Yarn Lovers tag. And it's basically similar questions, but pertaining to yarn and knitting or crocheting or any way that you create a fabric out of yarn. So I will also be answering that hopefully this weekend. So thank you, Claire, for tagging me. I hope your tag catches on. I'm going to do my best to spread the word and let everybody know about that. And yeah, so I think that might be it. I can see the sun, so I'm not used to these windows and the light. The sun might be about to make a big jump through. I keep looking at myself and looking, like, I am so red-faced right now. It's kind of crazy. I don't know. It feels like it's 1,000,000 degrees in here, but I think it's only about 70. I'm just not used to it. I've got to adjust. Anywho, I think I've covered everything for today. And apologies if I was a little rushed or haphazard. I feel like I was. I feel like I'm forgetting things. Oh, yes. One last shout out to the Mean Girls. Girls, where's your next podcast? I've been waiting. You're nowhere to be seen. So you better get right on that, okay? Thanks. So, yeah. I think I'm all done. I'm going to check out for now, and I will probably be back this weekend with those tags. But other than that, happy Halloween, everybody. I hope you really have a good time, and just act like a kid, dress up like a fool, and eat a hell of a ton of candy and drink a lot of wine. That's my advice to you. Okay, bye-bye. See you next time.